I'm a one-eyed purple people eater.
Arise, Rodimus Prime. Optimus.
Rodimus Bill here, and today we're going to do a Transformers Cyberverse Ultra Class Decepticon Shock Blast Shockwave. First, we'll take a look at the package. Here it is. We have a Decepticon Crab Walker. It's a Shock Blast fantasy scene. New Transformers Cyberverse Decepticon Shockwave. There's some art in his robot mode. You got Transformers down the side. He is an Ultra Class. That side's got nothing. Decepticon Shockwave. He's evil, function, twisted scientist. Convert to activate your Shock Blast, Robot to Crab Walker in 14 steps. And also look for a Shadow Striker and Bumblebee. And that's for the packaging. Now, for the Ultra Class Shockwave. Overall, a very nice homage to the Generation 1 Shockwave. Although he never had pink in it. You still kept the one arm, which is a gun, the one eye, the yellow ears, and his basic colors are the same. And let's take a quick look at Shockwave. First, we'll take a look at the head. He's got one yellow eye, he's got the yellow wings, he's made of mostly purple and pink. He's got some silver right there in his chest. He's got some purple or pink striping down the arms. And if you noticed right here, there is a Decepticon symbol etched out in the plastic, which I think that is pretty cool. He's got more of that pink paint on his chest plate, on his waist. He's got gray legs. More of that gray on the feet. And the purple, more of the pink painting. Overall, he's a very smooth transition. He's got really no backpack. Hollow legs, but that's due to transformation purposes, I guess. His big arm. This is his shock cannon. And that is Shockwave. Now, for the shock blast cannon, what you want to do is pull this back. And then pull it forward. And you got his shock blast cannon. Pull it back. There you go. And it's a nice, very detailed pink, I don't know, flame, bullets, whatever. Whatever for these characters. There is Shockwave. Now, for some comparisons, here is Shockwave with his Warrior class equivalent, which was comparable to the Deluxe class. Very similar, except the back's a little different and the gun's a lot bigger. Here is Shockwave Cyber Battalion. This was a Walgreens special, which is still my favorite Shockwave. Here is Combiner Wars Legends Class Shockwave that you combine on, I think, Bruticus for a weapon. And I'm going to show you something different. This is a bust of Shockwave from G1 I had in my collection. It's a Hard Hero bust. And I'll just show you a quick. It's a different shade, not really purple, but blue. Alright, here is Bumblebee. Also Warrior class, Sting Shot Bumblebee from Cyberverse. And we got Scout class Megatron, which is equivalent of the Legend size figures. And that is how Shockwave compares with all the other figures in robot mode. Now, for articulation, you got his cannon arm, does rotate 360 degrees. It does go out that much, and there's no bending at the elbow, but it does rotate 360 at the bicep. The other arm does do a 360, goes out like that. You have a bicep swivel and a elbow 90 degrees. You do have 360 degrees at the waist. You have 360 degrees in the head. The legs will kick more than 90 forward. More than 90 back, 90 degree elbow or knee, and you have a foot swivel. And that is Shockwave in his robot mode. And now to transform him, first what you want to do is get this arm out of the way. And this is a weird figure because he does have a fake arm. So technically, if you wanted, you can have Shockwave with 2 arms. And not 1. But that's neither here nor there. Alright, so first what you want to do is fold this up. And that'll cover his ears. And you want to rotate this out and then spin this to keep the shorter area facing front. Same with the other arm. Pull this out, shorter area facing front, and that is the front. Now, next you want to do is rotate the waist. Okay, and the feet. This does have a different joints like that. You'll see it click into place. So there's 1, and there's 2. And we're almost done, and this whole slides right there. This whole piece slides. And what you want to do is this little groove right here, you want to get this tab in that groove. So, this does move on a joint. And there is that. And then we'll fix up the legs. Let me move the camera down. There we go. And then you can angle these forward if you want that little more menacing look. Just fix the back. You can angle these however you want. And there is Shockwave. Okay, oops. And that is his crab walker. Now, to activate the weapon, you just want to pull this back. And there is the Shock Blast Shockwave. And then you can pull it forward. And oops. Let's try it again. Yeah, well, now these figures are mostly designed for little kids, so the gimmicks are made for smaller children, not really much for collectors. This whole line, I think, is overpriced and they oversold, they overpriced and oversold. There, and there is Shockwave with his crab walker, I like to call. And if we look at the box, that's basically how he goes. Put his arms like that. Whoops, this fell out. And that is Shockwave in his robot walker. Now let's see, and you just gotta keep messing with him to make him nice and posable. Alright, now we'll do some comparisons. First we'll do the Cyber Battalion plane. Now this is the... I do like how Shockwave lately has been more of a spaceship. Even in the new Siege of Cybertron figure, he's a leader class spaceship. But that is how these two Shockwaves compare. Now, this one's a nice jet, and this one is a crab walker. Here is the Warrior class Shockwave, and this one still has that little... Here's a shock blast, and the other one's got just a little thing like that, which is pretty neat. This one does hold together much better, but that is the way these two compare. They're supposed to be the same figure, like that. And here's the back one. So one's just a bigger version of the other one. Here is how it compares to the Stingshot Bumblebee. And this is the Scout class Megatron with a cannon. These really don't transform all the way. And this is the Combiner Wars spaceship Soundwave, which becomes a gun. So you've got basically the same robot mode, but 3 completely different vehicle modes for Shockwave. And overall, he's not that bad of a figure. Like I said, this Ultra line, it's a $20 price point. To me, it's a little overpriced for what you get. It's almost the price of a Studio Series and not a Deluxe. But hopefully the new Siege figures will come out better than the Cyberverse. Like I said, these are geared for little kids with a new TV show, which is actually pretty good. If you haven't watched it, I would suggest you do watch it. It's in like little 15-minute bursts. Alright, now to transform him back, what you want to do is a little different. Stand him up, rotate the waist. Oops, actually we got to move this back first. Alright, let's pull this out, rotate the gun, and then put that down. Now we have to rotate the waist, and now we got the top half of Shockwave. Okay, now this is where it gets tricky. Pull this down. You can pull this out, snap that in, and rotate it to where the fist is good. Now this is the hardest part. What you got to do is you got to rotate this up. Now what you want to do is compact this as small as you can. Let's see. There you go. See how I compacted it as small as I can, and what you want to do is just slide this in, and then, and that's not right. Alright, now let's try this arm again. You want to turn this around, and thanks to my 13-year-old, I figured out how to do this guy. His arm always folds up in. So what you want to do is push all this in. Let's see, that is all. Whoops. There it goes. And that hides completely. And then you rotate this and put this tab into this slot. And then Shockwave is back. Alright, and that is Shock Blast Shockwave. It's a little tricky how you do that one arm, but I do like how you have the option of either a Shockwave with 2 arms or a Shockwave with 1 arm and 1 cannon. And that is Ultra Class Shockwave. Alright, this is Rodimus Bill saying I hope you liked this video. Please click that like button, please subscribe, comment if you like it or not. Turn on notifications, and as always, check out all my other videos. We do Transformers, we do DC figures, we do Marvel, we do Legos, we do movie reviews, we do new toy sightings, we do them all. Alright, Rodimus Bill, signing off. In the immortal words of Rodimus Prime, till all are one, till all are one.